This is Dr. Ron's Words of Wisdom, words on leadership, goal setting, productivity, and a whole lot more. I trust today this will be like a vitamin and a supplement for your mind and heart. And wherever you receive podcasts from, would you please subscribe to Dr. Ron's Words of Wisdom? Leave a rating and a brief written review. It will enable other excellent people just like you to be able to locate this podcast. Thanks for joining today. I want to talk about the fact, are you aware that the goals are not only important for what they help you to accomplish, for what things you're able to get done, but have you ever really considered the fact that having goals and setting goals and striving for goals ultimately changes you? It changes me, and it's changed mostly and for the better. Goals are what make us strive to become better and to continue to press onward. The people who don't have goals are just wandering generalities. They just sort of answer the first phone call, the first email, the first knock at the door. They just sort of fall into a default that whoever has the loudest voice, that's what I'll do. Whoever asks me first, whoever makes the first plea, whoever has, as they used to say, the squeaky wheel will get the oil. And what happens is if you don't have your own goals and your own priorities, there are many people in your life that will be more than happy to have you work on their priorities and their goals. And so goals are wonderful for lots of reasons. To accomplish them is very important, but it also will make you better as you press onward. You'll become the person that you were created to be and the person that you've always wanted to be. If we come up with some goals, and now how do you do that? Well, you have to line them up with your values, your vision. What is that itch that you feel like you need to scratch? What is that purpose? What is that thing deep down in your soul? Deep down, as we would say, in your belly, that you just feel it. You know it's something you want to do. Now, there are other goals that you are going to need to work on that maybe aren't that internal, but they're getting out of debt, getting yourself in better health, getting ready, getting yourself prepared for retirement, getting a degree, finding a better job. There are all sorts of goals, but the goal is you have to come up with something that will get you out of bed in the morning, something with a why big enough that you can give a part of your life to its accomplishment, that you can say, I will expend the energy, the effort, sometimes it's resources, physical, financial, and otherwise. But you just need to come up with something. Don't wander around and just be a gopher or an assistant to help others reach their goals. Have some goals. Have some for yourself. Have some for your family. Have some for your mental health, your spiritual health, your physical health, intellectual, vocation. There are so many areas in life that just open themselves up for this. And when you write them down and you plan, and it's something you are passionate about, or at least at the very least somewhat interested in, you will at the end of the day surprise yourself with what you are able to accomplish. I believe there'll be a day when you stand back and shake your head in amazement at how you ever got there and what you were able to accomplish when there was a time in your life you didn't think it was possible. Goal setting and going through a goal setting exercise is a great tool for clarifying what your values are. We all talk about values, but oftentimes it's very little talked about as far as, okay, these are what I say are my values, but if you look at my calendar, you looked at my checkbook, or you looked at how I spend my days, would what really happens prove that what I verbally say is important is really true? It's not what you say, it's what you do. It's how you spend your minutes and your hours that determine the direction that your life is going to go. I'm going to tell you, if you just set a goal, I'm not even talking aspirational right now or even severely stretching, but a goal of something you've really wanted to do. There is no way I can describe in human language the exhilaration that comes when you are able to meet a goal, accomplish it. There's such a feeling of, wow, achievement. I was able to accomplish that. I can check that off now. It's done. It's done. One of the other things that you need to really take into consideration is the fact that goal setting, one of its strongest rationales for setting goals is it holds you accountable to yourself. Now, there are lots of ways in life in which we are accountable to others, but I want to ask you this question. Are you holding yourself accountable for what you do every day? Now, if you're going to get this done, you're going to have a list of some sort. I'm not talking about a to-do list where people just keep piling all sorts of things, but a list is essential. Now, you may want to do it electronically. You may be a pen and paper sort of a person. It really doesn't make a difference. It's just something you need to do, but you have to keep it. There's just something about when you put pen and paper together, or pencil and paper together, there just seems to be a real short connection between that and your brain and your heart. And so it's just essential. Get it down, get it organized, see what you're going to have to do and how you're going to get it done. One of the things that I have discovered in working on goals is a real part of the benefit isn't just reaching the goal, as super powerful as that is. It's the process that changes you. It forces you to get organized. It forces you at times to learn how to recalibrate. It forces you how to work at things incrementally. We think that we have to accomplish this task. I have to lose this weight. I have to get out of debt, and I have to do it tomorrow. Well, that's unreasonable and literally impossible. But you'll be amazed in the process how just putting one foot in front of the other, taking the proper small action daily, showing up, doing the things that you are committed to, that over time, with the lever of time, will make significant differences. And it is that process that changes you, because you'll learn as you begin the next goal setting exercise. You'll learn, if I was able to accomplish that, I'll be able to do this given enough time. Making the right decisions and doing them consistently will lead to big changes. As a matter of fact, in reality, that's the only thing in life that really ever truly leads to huge changes taking place. Keep in mind that you're going to make some mistakes. When you sit down and decide to noodle on, I'm going to come up with all of the ways that I can get this goal, get to this goal, get it reached, achieve it, never any point in time do we know everything that's going to happen in the future. We're going to be surprised. There are going to be some setbacks. But keep in mind that each mistake you make isn't fatal. It doesn't describe you. It doesn't mean you don't know what you're doing. It's a learning opportunity. You just make sure that you adjust. Okay, I have learned this. I have seen that this does not work doing it this way, so I'm going to try it this other way, and I'm going to make sure that I learned the lesson. Embrace your mistakes. They're going to happen whether you embrace them or not, so go for it. And then make sure you understand that they're your school teacher. They are teaching you things that you have to know. They are a learning opportunity. Sometimes they're a learning opportunity to the positive, and oftentimes they are a learning opportunity to the negative of saying, I surely do not want to repeat that mistake again. You and I live in a wonderful time. When I was in college, we had to go to the library to study. There was no internet. Well, there may have been, but there wasn't where I was. And you can, at your fingertips, search for all sorts of things. Now, it is a double-edged sword, because oftentimes we've gone on a search and we ended up down a rabbit trail, mindlessly wasting time. But as you set your goals, find somebody in your life who's a positive influence and who will be an encourager, and share them with what you're trying to accomplish. I would try to avoid sharing it with people who are excessively negative. Who is the negative person? The negative person is the person who hasn't accomplished very much but sits around and complains. You don't need that. You just need some positive reinforcement and some positive encouragement. Here's what I've learned is the real key to meeting your goals and goal achievement. And it's just sticking with it. Spring, summer, fall, and winter. Dark, light, good days, bad days, ups and downs. Just keep plugging away. That will make a difference. And of all the things that I could say to you about the power of reaching your goals, just sticking with the plan and continuing moving ahead will make as much difference as anything. Make sure you review at the end of the day, and I do it at the beginning of the day, what my goals are, what is valuable to me, how I'm going to have them accomplished, and how I'm going to make a difference. Make sure that, again, all of your setbacks are lessons. You know that you are on the right track. Keep learning. Don't give up. You're going to see that there are some changes. There are going to be some new ways that you need to tweak it and adapt. Just be flexible. Be willing to adapt. It's going to begin to happen. Remind yourself every single day why you want to achieve this goal, why it's important, and why it's significant to you. And always somehow, whatever works for you, create daily reminders. Put something at your desk. Put something on the bathroom mirror. Make sure you have it inside of your notebook. Just personalize it, that this is significant, this is important, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to get through. Don't come down to the end of your life wishing you had done something, wishing you had been committed, wishing you would have stuck with making changes. Here's what I'd like you to think today. If goal setting is new to you, find something that's a little bit out there beyond what you're doing today, but something, whether it's cleaning a closet, cleaning a message drawer, cleaning out your garage, whether it's shopping for a certain something that you need, a new lawnmower, whatever it may be, research it, set the goal, do that. You'll find that there's an inertia that takes over when we aren't having any movement. And it seems such an effort to get started. But the great thing about goal setting is once you get going, there's a momentum that takes over. And you know, when you get momentum going, like behind a locomotive train, nothing can stop that. So there is a law of movement and motion. So the very first thing, if you're not doing this now, if you're not setting goals, is you just need to get into the habit of setting goals and starting off and doing things. You have some things in your life that you really need to get done. But always make sure on the front end you understand the why you're doing this. Is it for your family? Is it for a legacy? Is it for your own personal satisfaction? Is it to make a difference? That's not nearly as important, but the why has to be strong enough that'll get you out of bed in the morning, will get you pushing through setbacks and discouragement that comes along. So goal setting will change lots of things in your life, but my friend, the greatest thing that it will change is you. You have been listening to Dr. Ron's Words of Wisdom, words on leadership, goal setting, productivity, and a whole lot more. I trust that today for you, my friend, this was like a vitamin or a supplement for your mind and heart. Wherever you receive podcasts from, would you please subscribe to Dr. Ron's Words of Wisdom? Leave a rating and a brief written review. It will enable other excellent people just like you to be able to locate this podcast. So set some goals today and go for it, my friend. And always remember, my leadership friend, you are doing better than you think you are. You really are. And until next time, this is Dr. Ron saying, have a great and blessed day.